Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I've got a new review for you. It's for The Tomorrow War, which you can catch on Amazon. The movie stars Chris Pratt as Dan Forrester. He's a former special ops soldier turned high school science teacher living in the present day. Suddenly, a group of time travelers from the year 2051 arrive to warn humanity that they're losing a war against invading aliens in the future. The only chance they have is if people from the present time travel to 2051 to fight alongside them. There is a lot going on in The Tomorrow War, and some of it is very cool, creative, and had loads of potential, but due to the overstuffed nature of the movie, none of it is really given the chance to amount to all that much. Before we get into the details here, I gotta give you one warning on this one because it does feel like an especially tough one to really get into my specific criticisms while avoiding spoilers. And avoiding spoilers is the top priority. So some of this might sound a little bit vague, but I'm going to do my absolute best to convey how I feel about the different sections of The Tomorrow War without coming close to ruining anything for you. Good thing is that the first section is very easy in that respect. In general, one of my favorite parts of any disaster movie or alien invasion movie is the beginning, when you get a taste of normalcy and then everything devolves into chaos. The Tomorrow War has just that, but it does feel a little bit rushed, like most of the segments in the movie. This part primarily focuses on establishing the situation and then also showing Dan's preparations to travel to the future to fight. And it's a system that I was very eager to learn more about. But then the thing is, we're totally rushed through it. They kind of do explain why Dan and the others are thrown into the war so quickly, but ultimately it really just functions as more of a device to move the story forward rather than something that adds to the film and the overall experience. And actually, I think it kind of takes away from the experience a good deal. This is a scenario we're talking about here where untrained adult fighters are being called in to risk their lives and save humanity. I would have loved to slow down there a bit more and get a better sense of what it takes to prepare to fight in a war like that, and also to delve into the fear that comes with being thrown into such a scenario, and also to see how different people handle it. The movie does scratch the surface of all of that, but really nothing more, and I just find that like such a major missed opportunity with this one. As for the actual alien fighting when they do get there, the action is pretty solid, and I think that for the most part, the white spikes, the aliens that they're going up against, I think they look good. They are creepy, and you most certainly feel the threat of how viciously and violently they go after their targets. I thought that was very effective. But when you're missing a well-established connection to the characters in the middle of that fight, there's really just no way that the emotional response to these people being in peril will be all that strong. Then the movie turns into something quite different. And again, it is something that I thought showed great promise, but it could have been far richer as its own movie. And the same goes for the section that comes after it. Yes, it all does kind of tie together, but Tomorrow War doesn't feel like one big epic when you watch the whole thing. More like three very distinct chapters that don't flow smoothly from one to the next. In the performance department, Chris Pratt is fine. He gets the job done, but it is basically exactly the type of performance you'd expect from him in a role like this. There's just no elevating it. It's just following the blueprint, and it works well enough. Yvonne Strahovski, however, very much takes the material that she's given and she runs with it so well that it kind of feels like this movie didn't even deserve to have such strong work from her in it. She's got one scene in particular that is just an exceptional showcase of how talented she really is. Also, I have to add that the way that this movie uses Betty Gilpin is just downright criminal in my book and hugely disappointing. All right, let us get into a score on this one. I am giving The Tomorrow War 1.5 Deweys out of 5 on the Dewey Decimovie scale. It's just not very good, and I do generally feel like I'm fairly easy to please when it comes to alien invasion and disaster movies. In this case, I could have made a very, very lengthy list of all the promising ideas that the Tomorrow War has, and I would absolutely love to experience in a movie. But the weak execution kind of renders most of them meaningless, and what we wind up getting, perhaps with a narrower focus, the movie could have made something out of some of them, but with how much they try to cram into this one movie, almost none of it winds up working very well. And it's such a bummer. I'm disappointed. But if you do opt to check out the Tomorrow War, hit the comments section below. This is how I feel about the movie. It doesn't mean it has to be how you feel. And if you like it, all the power to you, and I want to hear about it. So do share those thoughts in the comments. All right, before I leave you, Patreon shout-out time. We have Wessel, Tommy, Andrew, Tabitha, Christy, and Rick. Oh man, that's such a great list right there. You guys hear this all the time, but I have to repeat it because it's true. I mean it. You guys are some of the best of the best. I very much appreciate all of your support. I appreciate how wonderful you are in our Slack community. You guys are great, and you better know that. Big thanks to everybody out there for watching this review. You know what to do now. Like and share it, and then stay tuned. Got more reviews coming your way very, very soon.